will actually be worthwhile. The bone armor does not proc enough. It like, if there's one thing I wanted to change about this, Senpai, give me 15 or 20% chance for that bone armor. The 10 is just not high enough. There's also this to mention. This was a known bug for Assassin playing Whirlwind, but when you level while whirlwinding, sometimes you get stuck in it. So yeah, that's annoying too. I've reproduced it some other times too, but overall it acts like you're lagging out and you're stuck. You can't weapon swap, you can't cast anything. It's just you're entirely stuck. So, well, here we are 4 weeks later with an Alycian's Barb, as I kind of said. Honestly, Alycian's Awakening is just an awesome item. Having a different defensive option is something that's kind of not really been much of a thing in PD2 before now. Back in Lord of Destruction, you would just get heinous amounts of life through Battle Orders or Oak Sage, and otherwise, defense has just been get your resist to 75 or more if you can. Maybe get max block if you have a shield and are in the fray a lot, and definitely get some PDR if you're in the fray. Holy Shield's good for saving Paladin some dexterity. Bone Armor and Cyclone Armor have been good, but just kind of side gigs. And with the energy scaling, they're actually a thing now. Because of Cyclone Armor, actually, Fury Druid is probably the real home for this item, and not Whirlwind Barb. But the most interesting defensive option to me has always been Energy Shield, and getting it on a non-sorceress class is just like actually pretty cool. So I decided I would really check that out on this Barbarian. So 3 minus rec jewels, ED minus rec jewels, and 3 ohms in this thing. Don't actually need the the dexterity for attack rating right now because of this minus target defense, and of course all the things you get on Barb. This Bone Flesh, I decided, hey, since I'm dumping a reasonable amount of points in energy, I could definitely dump more. I had previously had a Halberds on here, so that's what all the strength is about. I could take that away, but and get more energy out of it. But energy, oh yeah, the bone armor will actually be worthwhile. The bone armor does not proc enough. It like, if there's one thing I wanted to change about this, Senpai, give me 15 or 20% chance for that bone armor. The 10 is just not high enough. Either way, there's a bunch of good jewels in that. 2-socket Battle Cry on striking, Cyclopean Roar that has 75 ED out of those. Amulet could obviously use an upgrade. Some Gore Riders for the damage. Wisp, big FHR, Strength Life, a bit of res on this. Ravenfrost for the Canopy Frozen, and the Soul Drainers with ED, or minus target defense, sorry. You don't actually need full res on the Barb, or on the Energy Shield, but you can get away with less than that. And then there's just like a random smattering of nonsense. Obviously, if this was my focus character, I'd have a more coherent charm setup right now than this. But right now it's mainly about, there's a bunch of damage over here, there's a bit of life and some defense over here. But that's kind of the build for me. It's just a standard Whirlwind setup. Max out Whirlwind. I have Leap Attack for the sake of having Leap Attack. Max your Mastery. And then it's Battle Orders, Battle Command. I'm actually going to dump into Grimward, because I just like Grimward as the thing. Reaper's Toll for the amp damage. Veil, whatever. Shitty Templars, and then a bit of attack speed and some other Canopy Frozen here. So nothing like too fancy going on here, but this Energy Shield, as you'll see when we actually go fight, is a pretty good defensive utility. A couple things to keep in mind. If you ever run out of energy or mana, sometimes your Energy Shield will go away and you'll have to flip in order to get it back. But otherwise, I have actually been really liking this kind of different defensive utility. And as I said, I really think Fury Druid is probably the actual home for this, so somebody should try it out, but I don't think it's going to be me. Anyway, see you soon. One other thing I kind of want to say about this guy is that I really don't think that he is ever going to really be suited for tier 3s. There's just not enough damage here, and then it'll be a little bit better once I get into the map. But just realizing that this spear, when I look at it compared to, like, there's some crazy crafted spears, there's Steel Pillar that can just end up with way more damage when they have 6 sockets than this thing can, means that it's just not going to quite be there. Yes, there's obviously ways I can change this and optimize this, but 3.6 to 16K, like you can get, I don't know, maybe not quite double, but like a little, way more than that, as well as some more of these kind of secondary stats. The Bone Flesh obviously is like not the most offensive option either. So anyway, we're going to play some of this and I'll see you around. I'm going to mute it up. And then there's also this to mention. This was a known bug for Assassin playing Whirlwind, but when you level while whirlwinding, sometimes you get stuck in it. So, yeah, that's annoying too. I've reproduced it some other times too, but overall, it acts like you're lagging out and you're stuck. You can't weapon swap, you can't cast anything. It's just you're entirely stuck. So that's kind of an annoying part about this, but I think you get the idea. And I'm gonna send this report in about this bug into the team. But thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.